Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, as I stated yesterday, we will continue to review division every day with a couple problems at the beginning of each class. I recorded one at the beginning of class 1, one at the beginning of class 2, and I've posted them on today's lessons. Watch them if you would like, but there is another video which you are required to watch. I will record this video and also attach it to today's lesson. Just so you know, you can also find it on the tube of you. I have placed up here 2 lovely division problems. One with a 1-digit divisor, one with a 2-digit divisor. I'm going to start with the one with the 1-digit divisor, and I'm going to start by doing the most difficult part of division, and that is my multiple. 7 times 1 is? 7. Times 2? 14. Times 3? 21. Times 4? 28. Times 5? 35. Times 6? 42. Times 7? Please stop. 49. Times 8? 56. Times 9?
63.
Okay, so I have 455 divided by 7. 7's my divisor. 455 is my dividend. I am trying to find the quotient, which is the answer to a division problem. This is the most difficult part of division, no matter how big your divisors are. That is the most work you're going to end up having to do. That is it. So if you can list multiples or multiply by 1-digit factors, then it'll be good. I like to divide mine up. Makes it easier to realize I have to have something above each of the numbers in the dividend. Each of the numbers in the dividend. But once I've done the hardest part of doing division by listing the multiples, then the rest is easy peasy, raw chicken squeezy.
I like raw chicken.
And let's go with Jaden. Does 7 go into 4?
No.
No. Some people put an X. Some people put a 0. Some people actually leave it blank. It doesn't matter. I know I have 0 hundreds. So if I was writing this number down and I have 0 hundreds, I just wouldn't put that number there. Jaden, does 7 go into 45?
Yes.
Yes. So Jaden, what I do is I go over here to the hardest part of doing division, and that's listing my multiples. And I want to find the multiples as close to 45 as I can without going over, which is?
42.
42. So 7 times 6 is 42. That means I've got a number in the tens place, and I'm going to have a number in the ones place. I have a number in the tens place, and I'm going to have a number in the ones place. So the whole number in my quotient is going to be 2 digits. Jaden, what is 45 subtract 42?
45 subtract 42.
That's what I said.
Say it again.
45 minus 42.
It's 3.
3. I bring down my number. Jaden, what's the biggest remainder I can have in this problem? The biggest remainder possible in this problem.
12.
No.
Oh, no, 5.
No.
No.
6. I cannot have a number, a remainder, equal to or greater than my divisor. So the biggest remainder I could have would be 6. All right, Jaden, now I'm taking 7 into 35. I look over here at my list. I want to find the number closest to 35 without going over.
35.
35, which is times,
5.
and that's times 35. I subtract, I get 0. But then Emily Kate sent me a letter yesterday, and it said, Mr. McMurdo, when we're doing 455 divided by 7, I want to make sure that I check my answer to make sure it's correct. Which is amazing because she sent me this letter yesterday, and she didn't even know we were doing this problem.
Wow.
That's how amazing it is. So, in order to do that, I will multiply my quotient, which is 65, times my divisor, which is 7. And then I would add my remainder, but I don't have a remainder, so there's nothing to add. And Jaden, 7 times 5 is? 35. Carry my 3 over here. 7 times 6 is?
7 times 6. 7 times 6 is 42.
42 plus 3 more is 45. Did my product equal my dividend, Jaden?
Yeah.
Yes. Good. 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 So I've done that problem. I've checked that problem. I have. Now let's do 3,806 divided by 35. Now I have to go over here first and do the most difficult thing in division. I gotta list my multiples of 35. 35 times 1 is?
35.
Times 2?
7.
Times 3?
105.
Times 4?
140.
Times 5?
75.
Times 6?
210.
Times 7?
245.
Times 8?
280.
Times 9? How much?
2013.
All right, so hopefully the hardest part of division is done and done correctly. I'm taking y'all's word for it. So if they get this wrong, that's on them, not me. Email them, not me. Okay? All right, now I want to put my lines up here. And remember, I have graph paper available, and if there isn't any, we run out, I'll be able to print some more for you. Now I'm going over to my handy dandy Ava, and I ask Ava, does 35 go into 3?
No.
No. So I'm going to have 0 thousands. 0 thousands. None. Zip. Zilch. Not yes. 0 thousands. Ava, does 38 go into, or does 35 go into 38?
Yes.
How many times, Ava?
Once.
Once. And I know that because I can look at the most difficult part of doing division. And I see the closest I can get to in my multiple is 35. Because if I go times 2, it's 70. And so this is 35. And I subtract, and I get a 3. Now, after I subtract, I have to make sure the number I get in my difference is smaller than my divisor. And yes, 3 is smaller than 35, Eli. Yes.
Good job, Eli.
Now I bring down my next number. And I have to have something above that 0. I cannot leave the tens place just blank. That would be crazy. So now, Ava, 35 into 30. Say 0.
0.
Goes in 0 times. So I have to have a 0 up there. I can't just leave the tens place blank. That doesn't work. I can't just jump over and do the next thing. Now I bring down the 6. Ava, does 35 go into 306?
Yes.
And I go over here to the most difficult part of division. And that is listing my multiples. I want to get as close to 306 as I can get without going over. What do I get?
280.
280, which is times what?
Times 8.
Times 8. Well, that's a horrible looking 8. It looks like some of the papers you guys turned in. Then I subtract, and that's 26. Shh, quiet. That's 26. So I get 108. Remainder 26. If we all did our math correctly. Whit, does it look good? All right, Whit says it's okay. But wait. I want to do this same problem, but I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to do it using the partial product method. So we have 3,806 divided by 35. Now I want to take 35 and I want to multiply it by things I can do in my head. So I can do 35 times 10 in my head. What would that be? 350. What about 35 times 100? Could I do that? 3,500. Is that too big? No. So I'm going to use 100. And that's 3,500. And let's see, that's 6, that's 0. So I have 306 left. So can I do 10?
Yeah.
No, I can't do 10.
No. Only do 8.
I can only do 8. And 35 times 8 is
35. 280.
280. And so I get 26. So 108, remainder 26. 108, remainder 26. So we've seen how to check it. We've seen one-digit divisors. We've seen two-digit divisors. We've seen partial product. All of those are good strategies for you to use. Please subscribe.